Meet the idea most brochures skip. Owning an EV can be cheaper than a gas car, sometimes by a lot, but only if you avoid one mistake in week one. Today, we're running a clean, real-life test of the costs of owning an electric vehicle for a typical US driver. We'll look at the stuff you actually feel: home charging versus public fast charging, installation costs, insurance swings, maintenance and tires, winter range hits, and what happens at resale. By the end, you'll know exactly when an EV saves you money and when a gas or hybrid still makes more sense. Ready to see where the math flips? Stay through the numbers. There's one surprise that changes the whole answer. Let's set the scene. Picture a mainstream $35,000 electric sedan and a $28,000 gas sedan, both roomy enough for a family of 4. You drive about 12,000 miles a year. Most trips are under 30 miles, and you take a few road trips. On paper, the EV teases lower fuel bills and fewer service visits. The gas car counters with a lower sticker price and easy refueling everywhere. Meanwhile, incentives and electricity rates vary by state. Insurance quotes aren't always friendly to newer EVs, and public charging can cost 2 to 3 times more than home electricity. That's why this matters right now. The price tags don't tell the full story. Your charging mix, where you live, and how you ensure the car can swing total cost by thousands over 3 to 5 years. So rather than chasing headline range or 0 to 60 times, we'll measure what hits your wallet week after week. Start with design and daily feel, because comfort and usability affect what you choose to pay for. Modern EVs are quiet at low speed, with instant pull away from stoplights and a calm cabin on city streets. That smoothness matters. Less engine vibration, less shifting, and a quieter commute. Inside, you usually get flat floors, better foot space in the back, and lots of small storage bins, handy for strollers, backpacks, and grocery runs. But glossy center consoles show fingerprints, and touch-only climate strips can take 2 taps when one would do. If your commute means stop-and-go traffic, one-pedal driving can reduce fatigue and brake wear. If you prefer a classic feel, look for models that let you dial region down and drive more like a gas car. Now the first big cost, charging at home. A basic level 2 charger runs a few $100s, and installation can be simple if the panel has space and the run is short, or pricier if you need an upgrade or a long conduit. The payoff is convenience. You plug in like a phone and start most mornings near full. Electricity at home is usually the cheapest fuel, and time-of-use plans can make off-peak charging even cheaper. This is where EV ownership shines. Predictable, low per-mile energy, and 0 detours to refuel. If you rent or can't install, an outdoor 120-volt outlet plus occasional public charging can work for short commutes, but it's slower. Plan realistically. Public fast charging is the second big lever. It's fantastic on road trips. Grab 10 to 80% while you eat. But it's more expensive than home power, and pricing can vary widely. Think of it like airport food. You pay for speed and convenience. If you rely on DC, fast charging for daily use, your energy costs jump, and the EV's money advantage shrinks fast. The sweet spot is using public fast chargers as a backup, not as your primary gas station. Insurance is a curveball. Some EVs quote higher premiums at first due to parts prices and repair networks. Others are close to their gas peers. Shopping a few carriers, choosing a model with widely available parts, and selecting trims with common wheel/tire sizes often narrows the gap. Maintenance is the calmer story. No oil changes, fewer fluids, and brake pads that last longer thanks to region. You still rotate tires, replace cabin filters, and align the wheels. Expect tires to be an actual line item. EV torque and heavier curb weight can wear them faster, especially on performance trims. Choosing sensible tire sizes helps. Range and weather are real-world variables. Cold snaps shorten range. Heat can too. Trip planning tools inside newer EVs estimate remaining range and route you to chargers when needed. But knowing your local network and having a home base keeps stress low. If you do long highway miles weekly, consider an EV with efficient aero and a stable charging curve that holds speed through the middle of the session. If most miles are local, efficiency will be excellent, and your fuel bill drops noticeably. Depreciation and resale are the quiet giants in total cost. Gas cars feel familiar, but EV tech moves quickly, and incentives can nudge used values. The flip side, well-known EVs with good battery warranties, common charging ports, and strong reputation can hold value better than you'd expect. Leasing can de-risk depreciation. Buying and keeping for 6 to 8 years can too. Battery warranties are commonly 8 years for traction batteries, which raises confidence for long-term owners. Okay, the moment of truth. Under the simplest setup, level 2 at home, off-peak rates, and occasional road trip fast charging, the EV pulls ahead. The energy cost per mile is meaningfully lower than gas, and the maintenance schedule is lighter. Over 3 years, at 12,000 miles a year, that pattern can add up to a few $1,000s saved, plus the day-to-day comfort of quiet starts and no oil changes. But shift the assumptions and watch the gap move. If you can't install home charging and end up using public fast chargers 70% of the time, your energy costs approach or exceed that gas sedan, especially in regions with high per-kilowatt-hour pricing. If your local electricity is expensive and your gas is cheap, that tilts the scale. And if your insurance quote for the EV comes in substantially higher and you don't cross-shop carriers, you give away some of the savings for free. Here's the turning point most buyers miss. The break-even isn't just about range or sticker price, it's about your charging mix. If you can do the majority of your charging at home or work on reasonably priced electricity, the EV is the smart long-term play, quieter, cleaner in local use, and cheaper to fuel. If you'll rely on public fast charging for daily needs, a hybrid or efficient gas model may be the better money move until your charging situation changes. That's the shocker. One simple week, one decision can flip thousands of dollars over your ownership. So what's the verdict? If you own your parking space, can install level 2, and drive 10,000 to 15,000 miles a year, an EV is likely to save you money over 3 to 5 years while giving you a calmer commute and near-zero routine maintenance. Choose a trim with the driver assist features you'll actually use, a heat pump if you live in colder states, and tire sizes you can replace without special orders. If you rent, street park, or expect to fast charge most days, look closely at plug-in hybrids and hybrids. They give you some electric miles in town with the simplicity of gas on the highway, and their total cost can beat a poorly matched EV scenario. If you're a frequent road tripper, favor EVs with stable charging curves and widespread connector support. If you're a city commuter, prioritize efficiency, simple controls, and easy parking aids. In the current U.S. market, where more brands are adopting common charging standards and home energy programs are expanding, the conversation is moving past headline range to repeatable charge speed, honest software, and ownership ease. Expect the next wave of EVs to lean into clearer charge curve transparency, better cold weather efficiency, and insurance partnerships that normalize premiums. And watch for bidirectional charging, using your car to power a home during outages, which can add real-world value you feel once a year. But never forget. Bottom line, an EV can be the cheapest, calmest way to commute if you set it up right. If you were buying today, could you install level 2 where you park and do most charging at home? Tell me your situation in the comments, your zip code power rates, commute length, and whether you can plug in overnight, and I'll help run your numbers in a future video. If this breakdown helped, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the ownership cost deep dive and our next real-world test. And if you're already an EV owner, what did I miss? And what do you wish you knew before week 1? Your stories might be the next chapter.